DCM works. Tailor-made for your comfort.
Perfect. I mean, you held it together absolutely. It's brilliant. Yeah, you well done. Yeah, it's good. It was probably a song that reminded me of it, or I'd done an Arnold Schwarzenegger voice.
Writing is definitely an isolating thing.
From an outside perspective, that's weird as
It makes
fuck.
us look really mental.
But that is because of what it kind of said about art.
I had fun in bits. There were fun bits.
We went and bought a value pack of straps.
Oh my god, we did. There's a big lesson here to learn about storytelling. 3, 2. Hey guys, welcome back to the Alpha Artist Podcast official. Fucking, it's like midnight. Look, we saw
so
Suicide
tired.
Squad. And we're gonna talk about it for a bit. And this is one. And if you didn't know, when we do these reviews at like the middle of the fucking night, we always put up video for them because we look terrible.
It's
So-
yeah.
It's just a DCM Works tradition.
It's
I'm
what
in
we
my
do.
Dinosaur Park t-shirt.
I'm in my jumper and grey t-shirt.
It's cold in
fuck,
Brisbane.
it's so
It
cold.
was so cold. It was so windy. Okay, so we saw Suicide Squad. My initial thoughts, before we get into anything else, my initial thoughts are I was right about basically everything,
As always.
but also there was a lot of good stuff in there. It wasn't a
Yeah.
good film, but there was good stuff in there.
I'm pretty much the same. I felt the film had issues at like points, and like as a whole, it has issues.
Yep.
But there are like segments and like good long chunks that are just legitimately entertaining and like legitimately good.
You know what? There was
And
no
there's like a few characters who throughout the film are just amazing.
there was no point in the film where I was bored. And that's more than I can say for BVS.
Yeah, because it followed a lot more of a Marvel format.
Yeah.
It got some of the timings wrong. It did some things in the weird order, but it basically followed a Marvel format.
Do you want to swing behind you and turn that lamp on? It'll be down the bottom somewhere. There we go. That helped.
Light.
I'm still very white because I'm very close to the monitor.
It did the whole city destruction a lot earlier than Marvel films generally do. It did it like halfway through the film. It was
Yeah.
like, build city's dead. And you're like, sure.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
What did the witch's weapon do?
It laser beams.
So let's talk about stakes before we get into anything else. The stakes of this film were maybe the world, maybe not.
Yeah, there was never really, it was just...
What did the
I think the villain of the film was like the worst part of the entire film. I think she was garbage.
Because you didn't need one.
Well, yeah, and
Well,
you didn't need one that big.
You needed.
You just needed something as small as whatever. Like, it didn't need to be this huge, like, world-changing, devastating situation.
So let's talk about stakes, right? So
Yeah.
the most interesting stakes in any film ever are never the world. It's
Yeah,
always like
it's just-
personal stuff,
yeah.
right? So like the most interesting stakes in any film ever. Think about like why The Dark Knight is so interesting as a film. The stakes aren't the world; they're just Batman's home.
Yeah.
Like it's just Batman versus the things that he's been trying to stop for years. It's not Batman trying to save the entire world. It's Batman trying to overcome one obstacle.
Honestly, the stakes...
that he can't.
The villain should have been the Joker. Like, it should have just been Joker.
Yeah, but I fucking hated Jared Leto's Joker. So...
I mean, yeah, it was garbage.
No,
but
look, you're not wrong. Something like that, where it's just small,
it's just smaller. You can still have the same interactions.
but you don't need to just like make
you
it
don't
about
need to
saving the
destroy
world.
the world.
And the other thing too is that if okay,
I feel like the reason they did the weird robot human things is so they could get away with headshots without having to bump up to an M rating, because you're not killing humans.
I hadn't thought about that.
Because you can't do headshots against people and still be PG.
Yes,
So they had to somehow, because one of the characters is Deadshot. He gets headshots. That's his thing.
that's his thing.
So
Well,
they
he never
needed to
misses, yeah.
give him headshots, and they were like, aliens. Yeah, I guess.
See, that's so disappointing because in the comic books, Deadshot murders bitches. Like he
Yeah.
just murders cunts, and that would have been. And you know what? Actually, I'll tell you this much: it was brutal. A lot of the CG stuff was weird and not interesting, but some of the genuine moments were brutal. Like when Amanda Waller just guns down like 5 guys. Nice, good
Yeah.
storytelling, amazing characterization. But why did it come so late in the film? Don't get that. But those moments are amazing.
Well, I
that
think-
first scene in when you see Deadshot.
Take out that one dude.
No, I was gonna say when he's in the shooting range.
Oh yeah,
Even
that's
that,
insane.
genius.
Yeah.
Like amazing idea for a little piece of a film.
Yeah.
To characterize Deadshot. Fantastic.
I think the introductions to all the characters minus Harley Quinn, because I think she's garbage, were really good.
Yeah, she was very overwrought.
Yeah, I mean, like Deadshot is easily the best character in the entire film.
I am just translucent in this computer
He's
monitor
white.
light.
Like Will Smith carries the entire film on his shoulders.
Yeah.
Like just everything pivots on him. Like Harley Quinn pivots on him. Every other character, like the Diablo pivots on him, and he's a cool character, but he relies so heavily on Will Smith to have a character.
I mean, I would argue that Diablo got. I don't know. Okay, so let's talk about how many characters were in this film. So here's my
About
problem.
3.
No, this is the issue, right? Okay, so a really, really good story has typically 3 characters. You have a protagonist, a sidekick, and a villain.
Yeah.
And those are your 3 main things. If you're not going to do a villain, you will often do someone that sits in between that interacts with both parties. Those are like your 3 basics for storytelling. So you have 3 genuine characters that interact together.
There were like 3 villains in this.
There were like 3 villains, and then you also had the Suicide Squad, which was like 5 guys, but you also had the military guys. You also had Randall Flagg or Rick.
Yeah,
what was his
Flag.
name? Flag.
Just Flag.
I think it's Randall, but Randall Flagg is a villain from Stephen King, so I don't think that's right. But Flag, who was a good guy, and then you had you had the Suicide Squad. You had Flag, you had Amanda Waller, you had the 2 baddies, then you had
Yeah.
the Suicide Squad, which is
Well,
5
you
more guys.
had like the one.
Then the military guys, and then also Killer Croc, who's not really in it. And it's like, who's this film about? Who's it about? And then
It's-
suddenly you also throw in the Joker as well. Like
Yeah.
that's more than I can count on one hand. That's
One
too
thing
many.
you did get wrong is you were like you thought before that Joker was just going to be flashbacks, and it started off being correct. I was like, the film started off,
Yeah.
and I was like, damn, Joker's only in flashbacks. And it's like, nah, he's in the film. I'm
I mean,
like,
he
damn
had
it.
like 7 minutes of screen time.
Oh, and all of it was garbage.
Okay, you know what it looked? Okay, actually,
I don't like his face or his teeth.
you know what it was? It was Jared Leto pretending to be the Joker. Like it just was bad.
It was like, look at me, guys, I can be crazy.
Okay, Heath Ledger worked because he understood the conceit of the character.
Yeah.
Which isn't that he's a weird sex pest, creepy fucking weirdo. It's that he's someone that does what's necessary, and he sacrifices sanity to do that.
Yeah.
Jared Leto, however, thought, wow, the Joker's just a crazy sex pest kind of person.
Well, I think, like, the flashback scenes with Harley Quinn, they were, like, okay. Like, they tried the whole, like, they tried to do the good,
Yeah.
like, psychiatrist.
Yeah, sure.
But, like, you see her face, and you're like, I don't believe it.
Because Margot
Like,
Robbie is just...
You're too attractive to be a psychiatrist. Almost.
It's not even... I mean...
It's like, you seem too... Like, I've seen you so much as Harley Quinn already that looking at your face, I just see Harley Quinn. I don't see pre-Harley Quinn at all.
You either need to start with...
It also pissed me off that they teased the court jester Harley Quinn and they just threw it away. I'm like, you fuckers.
That was okay. Actually, you know what? I didn't mind
They
that
had
too
like
much.
the dancing with her and then like she opens the box and it's the first thing there. And she pulls it out, looks at it, and then she's like, "No, I'm gonna wear panties for the rest
Don't
of the
put in
film."
a better costume if you're going to throw it out. They did that in Jessica Jones as well. Like the dual costume for Jessica Jones. One of the characters is like, oh, you should wear a costume. And they hold it up and she's like, nah, I don't wear costumes. And you're like, fuck, that would have been good. Look, there was... It's just, look, there was a lot of good stuff.
Yeah,
I want to talk about... You know what? Before I get mad, let's talk about the good things.
The good things.
Because there were a lot of them. And I don't say this lightly. That seems like the weirdest thing to say ever. I love...
Batman's in this film.
Before we get into it, love that shit. Every moment that Ben Affleck is in,
like, yes!
great, good. Even in the end credit sequence, handsome man carries it.
loved it.
Beautiful hair.
looked really,
love
like-
that wig. It's a wig. You know it's a wig, right?
It's a wig.
It's a wig. That Widow's Peak is a wig. He doesn't have a Widow's Peak in real life.
That's pretty hardcore.
He's a great Batman. Fuck, I love Ben Affleck.
He in that. I feel like I've seen that end of credit scenes before, somewhere.
It's in the end of I think it's like Iron Man 2 or Thor, where it's
Like a similar thing in Marvel.
yeah, almost
Oh,
shot
okay.
for shot, where it's Tony Stark comes into it like his penthouse, lit very similarly.
Yeah.
And then Nick Fury is there, and he's like,
Yeah,
almost
I
shot for
was
shot.
like,
the same.
I've seen this after credit. Oh, okay, so it's stolen from Marvel. Sure.
Also, just in case anyone is aware, I'm downing a lot of beers. During this. I've got 2 beers. I'm ready.
He's setting up for the night.
Well, I needed to drill this one down so that I don't kill myself, and then the other one is for enjoyment.
Yeah.
But don't drink. Stay in school. And anyone that doesn't, we mentioned this at the start, but if you're listening to this on iTunes and you want to see our faces do this, you can just go to YouTube.
Watch it on YouTube. See our tired faces.
Yeah, I feel like I want to die. Okay, so good
Will
stuff.
Smith is good.
Will
Like,
Smith kills it.
Him
He-
and
Oh.
the interactions between him and his daughter are like the most believable part of the film because he's really good at that.
Except for his beard. I love his beard.
Oh, his beard was like really
glorious.
really good. Like it was just wasn't too much.
Yeah, it was just right.
It was just the right
And that
amount.
with the shaved head. Oh,
Yeah.
and the hat. Oh.
Oh, the hat. The hat
Also,
was pretty good.
the scene with him and Batman. Oh, the Batman looked a little fat. In that, I don't know if I was.
He looked a little chubby.
He looked a little chubby. I think
Maybe
that
this was
just-
like post BVS and what's Ben Affleck had just let himself go for a bit.
I
It's
don't
like,
know.
shit, I have to be on Suicide Squad.
That was a little weird.
Put me in the suit.
But yeah, like I loved. He was very imposing. Don't get me wrong. But
Yeah.
yeah, all of sort of Will Smith's backstory, loved it. Him like he really carried the film, and the moments where he was genuinely emotional, like that moment where he sort of he has, he
Remember when he's talking with Harley Quinn in the staircase?
yeah,
That was pretty
Oh,
good.
that was great.
I was like, please give Harley Quinn more backstory right
'Cause
now.
that was
Like, make her
such
be
a-
an interesting character, and then they cut, and I'm like,
Because that was such a moment, like that
Yeah.
when, like that idea of okay, that Harley Quinn in that staircase is super interesting.
yeah.
There's this character who is unhinged from reality.
Well,
and,
the same with when Harley Quinn is outside in the rain, and she's completely broken character, and then they rock up, and she just like puts on.
good.
It's like yes.
But they
so
but
good.
again they
Then they ruined it by bringing the Joker back.
They also let Margot Robbie kind of lean into it a little too much. She should have kind of been less exaggerated Harley Quinn in that moment. And you should have like Will Smith.
I don't mind her like turning into the exaggerated Harley Quinn, but just throughout the film in general, I think she needed to be like
Well, the problem, yeah, but that's
down
what,
here.
well, that's what I'm saying. The problem is when the conceit of the character in this film. I'm not saying the character's like this, but the conceit of the character of Harley Quinn in this film is that she is a heightened version of Harley Quinn. She's like a cartoon version of the comic book, right? Which is fine, but then you can't have her have a real moment and switch back to being cartoon Harley Quinn
like immediately.
immediately because it's such a step up from being normal.
Yeah.
So like it was just weird, and they had some really interesting interactions. I did call the kind of weird love triangle thing with Will Smith.
Yeah, it was slightly there. It was like
But
just there.
It was just there, right?
I think it was just more her being flirtatious rather than.
And Will Smith, Deadshot being genuinely compassionate. I
Yeah,
thought
it was
that
really
was a
good.
really interesting paradox of this like hitman who really can connect
Who
with other
actually cares.
people. Killer Croc, fucking get rid of him, waste of time.
garbage.
El
Captain
Diablo,
Boomerang.
El Diablo, get rid of
I'll
him, waste of screen time.
I actually liked El Diablo.
I didn't dislike
By
him.
the end,
No,
like especially
sure.
when he goes into the huge actual like Diablo film, I was like, that's cool.
Cool idea, but wasted screen time. You could have spent more time on your actual characters.
I think they
Dedicate
were just
that time to
setting
Harley Quinn
himself
and Will
up.
Smith.
They needed to give more time to him because he was just kind of like.
No, well, either more time or get rid of him. Like
Also, the
that's.
CG was shit, so it kind of just pulled away from it.
I didn't notice that this time because I was tired enough that I was just willing to
Yeah.
accept
Well,
it.
the fire just looked like goop.
I didn't even
like-
notice. I wasn't really focusing at that point because I was like, oh, two big fiery things are hitting each other. Actually,
No, that was fine. But like when he's like doing his like brrr with his hands.
I tuned out at that point.
Yeah, fair
I was thinking about how good Will Smith is in what's that film where he Pursuit of Happiness. I was
Pursuit of Happiness,
Thinking about how
yeah,
good
the
Will
best
Smith was in
Will
Pursuit
Smith
of
film
Happiness.
ever,
I
yeah.
missed that whole sequence. I was thinking about Pursuit of Happiness.
Captain Boomerang's introduction is like the best thing in the film.
He's one of the greatest
He's
parts
so
of that film.
funny.
But here's what's weird. He's comic relief, right?
Yeah.
But it's a film that's supposed to be fun and funny, and he's the only funny character. He doesn't have the only funny moments, but he's the only one that genuinely, it seems like they tried to write as funny.
Well, that's good because then it means that it's not just a bunch of like, jokers in the film. It's actually characters, and you just have the one comic relief, and he still bounces off the others, and there's still funny jokes between them.
Yeah.
But he's legitimately funny.
No, don't get me wrong. You're completely right. But that's only true if the other characters in your film aren't cartoons.
Which some of them aren't. Most
Some of them,
aren't,
okay. Will
except for
Smith.
Harley Quinn.
Again, here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying. Will Smith isn't.
Will Smith isn't.
Harley Quinn shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Boomerang isn't. Those are your three characters. Okay, Captain Boomerang isn't. Oh, sorry. Okay, let me
He
rephrase.
is.
Let me
I'd say-
rephrase.
I'd say
Captain
he's-
Boomerang is
Comic relief.
comic relief.
Yeah.
So let's discard him. So
Yeah.
we've got Will Smith, who isn't.
Who isn't?
We've got Harley Quinn, who shouldn't be. What do you
Killer
rather?
Croc shouldn't be in the
Killer
film.
Croc shouldn't be in the film. If
El
you're gonna,
Diablo is just not really fleshed out.
so let's get rid of him. Then
Sure.
let's keep Randall Flagg because he's a normal dude.
Keep Katana because that's a
Keep
setup.
Katana, but then what you want to do is you want to spend time with them. The problem is what they did is they read the Suicide Squad comics, and don't get me wrong, New 52, Suicide Squad, great. They read them and went, let's pick a bunch of these core characters and put them all in. Instead of what you should do, which is go, okay, we've got Deadshot, who if you're gonna cast Will Smith, give him a lot of time to breathe. Because when you give him time,
they did. They gave him the most time.
But he needed time to breathe with everyone. Him and Harley spent a lot of time with the super interesting dynamic. Like, it's a really weird relationship. Give us that. Then add one more character in the mix, whether it's Randall or it's Captain Boomerang. I don't know. Give us something that lets us connect and see the different ways that Harley and Deadshot interact with that person.
When the film started out, it almost looked like it was just Harley Quinn and Deadshot.
Which would have been
for
great.
For a long time, it was just... But, like, the annoying thing was, it started off being, like, just Harley Quinn and Deadshot. You're like, cool, that, like, maybe the film won't have many of the others. And then they introduce Killer Croc. You're like, fuck, it's the one I care about the least.
And then they rapid fire give you, like, Slipknot and all these other characters. Although, I will say, I did call...
Slipknot being killed.
Slipknot being killed immediately. I did call the fact that we would learn a lot about Will Smith and Harley and no one else.
Yeah. I was so close to being really sad if they killed off Captain Boomerang. I'm glad they didn't. He spends the entire film drinking. I think it's fucking beautiful.
There was a lot of scenes where he's just cracking Guinness.
Yeah, he's just like running away, just like drinking. I thought it was so funny.
You called the pornographic shot at the end of the team walking toward the final battle together.
Oh yeah, I mean,
you called that. You were
it's
like,
it's
they'll
a
come
Marvel
together.
Film.
Yeah. But it's not. Well,
did you catch the really obnoxious product placement for Samsung?
Samsung, I did. Did you notice that they stole a song from Guardians of the Galaxy?
When
the helicopters are flying into Midtown and they play what's that song called? Hang on, I can check. Keep talking. I'm looking.
When they're flying into
Midtown. Let's have a look. Guardians of the Galaxy. It is.
What song did they steal?
"Spirit in the Sky" by Norman Greenbaum.
And
the helicopters are flying in, and they play "Spirit in the Sky," which is the track that plays in Guardians of the Galaxy when they're flying toward nowhere.
Yeah.
Look, this film was trying to be this film was trying to be
a Marvel film.
Well, it was trying to be DC's Guardians of the Galaxy. It's a bunch of fun bad guys doing good shit, and that in Guardians worked amazingly. We haven't done okay.
Like if it worked amazingly in Guardians of the Galaxy, and this compared to recent DC films works amazingly because it's the only good one.
It's the best DC film since Nolan.
Yeah,
which
is good job.
But you've jumped a very low bar.
Yeah. You're getting there. We just have to hope that Justice League continues the trend.
Can we talk about the end credit sequence?
So
we were trying to work it out in the car.
What I think at least is that it takes place before the events of the film, but after BVS.
Yeah, so Superman is dead. Bruce Wayne... What's weird about this world is that everyone seems to know Bruce Wayne is Batman.
Yeah, or at least she did. I think they were just setting her up as being like a badass.
Okay, yeah, but Ezra Miller knows. I'm trying to think. Fuck, there was like a... Ezra Miller knows that Batman is Bruce Wayne. The Flash knows Batman is Bruce Wayne. Superman knows Batman is Bruce Wayne. Princess Diana knows Batman is Bruce Wayne. Martha Kent knows Batman is Bruce Wayne. Fucking everyone knows. Apparently Amanda Waller, the baddest guy in the world, knows now as well. It's like, what the fuck is happening?
Sure.
I don't know. Whatever. So it's it's Bruce Wayne in the cafe where Amanda had her steak dinner, where she proposed the Initiative X or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yep.
And he's made a deal with her. He's like, look, if things go south, I'll protect you.
Yeah.
In exchange for this file on the metahumans. Because obviously Bruce Wayne is trying to assemble his team of metahumans.
Maybe it happens
after
after the film, because at the end he says, like, hold your own, like...
Well, he's like, shut it down.
Yeah.
And she goes, you should hang... So she knows he's Batman.
Yeah.
She's like, you should
he's
stop
just like,
working
shut
nights.
it down and our friends will... So maybe it happens after the film?
I think it must.
It has to be.
It has to be, and this...
But then, like, why is the witch in the documents?
Again, because it's the same file that Deadshot had. It's just the dossier that Deadshot had. It's just a different folder. But here's what's interesting about that, is that you've got Bruce Wayne... This is very, like, Bruce Wayne-y. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's very dedicated. Like, it's very accurate to the comics. Leveraging being able to protect someone, like Amanda Wallace, to get those files to produce his Justice League. Interesting. I like it. It's a weird direction, but I like it.
I think it's a good setup for
It's a good setup for Justice League. My concern with that is, like, a character like Katana, who in the comics is so weirdly, like, she's super tragic. Like, she's a tragic character.
She's garbage.
She meets a tragic end. She has a tragic story. She's very dreary and sad.
Yeah.
And
she's shit.
she's bad in this film because they give her no time, which
Yeah,
is fine.
they just
No,
do it.
you know
They
what?
do it on purpose. Yeah.
Yeah, she's a side character. I don't care. So DC thinks their problem is that they're too dreary, right? So DC, in response to BVS, were like, okay, not enough jokes. It's too sad.
Yeah.
Let's just add jokes and make it fun. So that's what Suicide. I still can't say it.
Suicide Squad.
I
Suicide Squad.
still can't say it. Suicide Squad was.
Yeah.
It was, let's do fun stuff. It'll be fun. It'll be a good time. Which, you know what? Fine. But DC could do the opposite of Marvel. They could go for super serious, interesting Batman, Superman, Suicide Squad, really interesting storylines with really real
Yeah,
characters.
well, they tried.
No, they didn't.
We got BVS.
No, they didn't. They hired the wrong person.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do that, you hire fucking, you hire a talented director that is good at doing
You just-
real moments.
Honestly, you just hire the guy that did this film. It was good.
Fucking
Yeah. What's his name? I saw it.
David Ayer,
David something. Yeah.
Oya, Ayer,
Yeah.
something like that.
I mean, he wrote and directed it.
Never a good thing,
No.
but you know what? It was fine. But so
Yeah.
that was what they thought their problem was. So they were like, more jokes, more fun, more like Marvel.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Marvel have been doing it like Marvel have had more years to get better at it. We've said this so many times. Marvel have been practicing for so long, and they have fucking Joss Whedon giving them direction at the start. You get one of the most talented directors in your studio to direct one of your biggest films of all time. DC can't fucking keep up. You can't fight Joss Whedon when he's got all this money and he's making Avengers, right?
Yeah.
So instead of that, you go, okay, what else can we do better than Marvel? DC are never going to be good at the jokey turn, right? They're never going to make the funniest, enjoyable Guardians of the Galaxy. But they'll make a super good, serious, under the Red Hood Batman film.
Yeah.
You know, if you're a really, really good pitcher, but you can't really bat very well, don't spend your entire career trying to learn how to bat well, because all you'll do is bat average.
Yeah.
Practice pitching and you'll become a world-class pitcher. Same thing with DC. Stop trying to bat like Marvel. Start pitching,
bat.
because it's what you're fucking good at. Shit, I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah.
Look, I don't know. It's just fucking learn your lesson, DC. You're not good at what Marvel does. You're good at what DC does, which is,
Not much at the moment.
look, if you read the comics, which I do, I keep up to date.
I don't.
The best part of DC Comics and DC Rebirth is that they really do pose interesting, scenarios with the characters. Batman is currently dealing with the Gotham twins, which are these, there's a character who has Superman's flight and strength,
Yeah.
and then the other twin has the same powers, and they're going around saving Gotham, and they're kind of putting Batman out of a job, because they're doing a lot of the saving for him,
Yeah.
and he's
It's not
like,
like he gets paid though. But
no, I know, but he's like, well, what the fuck do I do
he's
now?
like, come on. I
Like,
need
it's this
some-
weird thing where he's like, what the fuck? And he's like, I like being Batman, but I don't really need to be anymore.
Yeah.
So it's this really interesting idea of, what happens when he doesn't need to be Batman, but by choice? Interesting, cool. But the films are like, okay, well, what did Marvel do well? So, I don't know, this film, okay, more good stuff. Great soundtrack.
Yeah.
Let's say that. No.
It had some bad songs.
Had some bad songs, but the minute Eminem kicked in, I was like, I'm on board.
That was pretty funny.
I was like, I'm on board. It's fucking. They cut it off too soon though. I wanted more of that. Give me longer
They
montages.
cut it off so they could show what's her name's butt. And I was like,
Margot Robbie's.
It's not even that good.
It's weird because you see it a lot in the film because she's wearing very
Yeah.
short. I don't know. Give me
Give her
more.
pants.
Give me longer. Give her pants.
Like, sure, give her this scene where she's in underwear, but then put pants
Give her
on
pants. But also, give me longer. Give me that longer montage. I want pornographic suiting up. I want to see Deadshot fucking slide on his arm guns. I want to see
Yeah.
him put on the eyepiece. I want to see fucking Captain Boomerang put on the captain jacket. Give me that pornographic
Yeah,
bullshit.
they missed a lot of stuff that
That's the best
should
shit.
have been in the
That would give me the hardest fucking dick. If in the film, you get a 2-minute sequence, it's Eminem, it's fucking kicking it, and you've got Captain Boomerang, he slides on the captain jacket, zips it up, puts on the fucking overcoat, slips in the boomerangs. Give me that pornographic
puts in
bullshit.
the, what? So
Give it to me. I want it, dude.
so this really annoyed me.
Yeah.
The bit where Captain Boomerang gets stabbed with a knife, and he pulls it out, and there's money on the edge of the knife, and he's protected by money.
No.
It should have been
Nah, because it's a gag. It's a good gag. It's funny.
no, but it makes no sense because he gets the unicorn. Why didn't they stab the unicorn? That's so much funnier. He should have been saved by the unicorn. It's in the same sleeve. He gets stabbed that side No, that side.
It doesn't matter.
He gets stabbed on the same side that he has the unicorn in, and I was like, oh, it's gonna be in the unicorn. He's gonna pull out the unicorn, it's gonna have a knife, he's gonna get really angry. And he pulls out money, and I'm like, what? No! Like, and then the unicorn's never shown again for the entire film.
You just reminded me of something I really hated about this film.
I have a feeling that they used the unicorn for that gag, but they were like, nah, it's not funny, and they replaced it with money.
It probably didn't screen test well.
That's so annoying.
You've reminded me about something that I hate about this film.
Yeah.
Consequences.
What consequences? There are none.
No one changes.
Yeah.
Nothing changes.
Nothing. Yeah.
There's no ultimate outcome. What the fuck?
The most annoying thing is that Harley Quinn doesn't change. Like, the moment she sees Jay again, she's like, "Oh, I love it." I'm like, "No, you're meant to have
okay,
changed."
if she should see him and go,
"Oh no,
fuck,"
yeah,
and then you just cut the film.
Yeah, it's
then
so
and then you leave it ambiguous. You don't have a fucking running back to him.
No,
fucking bullshit.
That annoyed. If they should have kept it ambiguous. Like, if they'd kept it ambiguous and then had it gone back, I would have been like, okay, whatever. You just got lazy. But like, they just got lazy in the same film.
Also, give me Will Smith escaping at the end. That would have been really character. That would have been real character.
Yeah, don't give me. Yeah, don't give me.
Give me when he's in the home with his kid. He's like, I've got to go. They're coming for me. And then he, I don't know, I don't know what it is, but he throws down a flashbang and jumps out the window.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Bolts.
And he makes eye contact with fucking Randall Flagg or whatever the fuck his name is, Flagg.
Yeah.
And they have a moment
Flagg.
where they look at each other and Flagg knows that Smith is gonna run, and he just goes, yeah.
Whatever.
He just
Yeah.
nods. He's like, yeah. And then Smith throws a flashbang, and he's out of there.
Yeah,
Great character development, amazing, but they didn't fucking do
they
it.
didn't do it.
And then the same with Harley Quinn. She's got that fucking.
She goes back to Jay.
It's bad.
I mean, at least they didn't tell us what the other characters were doing because we don't give a fuck.
But why are they in the film? You know what I mean? Like I get it. It's
To be fair, the Killer Croc ending was just like, yep, there we go. There's the black reference. Good
we
job.
talked about it on the way out. Is it racist that
Is it
he's a black
actually-
stereotype if
Yeah.
he's a crocodile?
He
Yes,
also
it
look-
is.
He looks a lot like Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx, and we're not being racist, but that's the
He
same
just
CG
looks like
effect.
Jamie, yeah,
Um,
from Sparkman and
Electro.
Amazing Electro.
Look,
He looks identical.
yeah, and is it
Worse
He was
as well.
he was just like a weird racial stereotype.
His voice sucked.
He wasn't-
was so badly synced.
I didn't know
And his
what
teeth
he.
were
I didn't know
weird.
what he was saying most of the time.
Yeah, I couldn't hear him.
Actually, that was one of my biggest complaints. Is they went down like the Bane route some of the time, when I was just like, I don't know what just happened. Same with El Diablo. Like there were bits where like they just mixed it weird.
The thing that annoyed me with El Diablo was like the way he speaks Spanish to the so they subtitle the Spanish with that particular font. Well, they subtitle they subtitle any other language with that font.
That font is 28 Days Later, by the way.
Okay, thanks.
I know my font's bitches.
And
I'll tell you that much.
I was like, okay, so they're gonna use that font for this weird language that doesn't exist anymore. But then they have
oh, like the witch
language.
Sure.
Like the 6,000-year-old language, the one that won't exist anymore. And then they have him talking when he's in El Diablo, he's talking Spanish to the gods.
Yeah.
And the gods are really heavily implied to be kind of like Aztec gods.
Yep.
Like their architecture.
Well,
in a
just
sense.
thematically, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, but they use the same font for subtitles. This is such a nitpick, but like they implied that it's like he's able to talk to them when he's speaking Spanish, and it's like no, it's 6,000 years old.
Well, they seem to
completely
understand
different
everything.
language.
I don't know what. Like they seem to understand everything that was happening.
Yeah, but like,
they can speak in English sometimes as well.
yeah, they just
Look.
jump around, and it's like just don't make
is
up
such a-
languages.
it's such a
It's
waste.
so wanky.
It's such a waste of the Enchantress as well. She's so interesting as a character. Like this is my biggest problem. Is they had. Okay, here it comes. Here's the rant.
Is the bad.
Here's the bad. They had a bunch of good ideas. So many good ideas. They were like Will Smith, Deadshot, genius, fucking gold. Never cast anyone else as him ever again. Make it always Will Smith, even when he's old and gross. Make it Deadshot.
Yep.
Fucking gold. Margot Robbie, Harley Quinn. Don't hate it. Keep it. Fine.
Nah,
No, you
Not
know
a
what?
fan.
No, you know what? Keep it. It's fine.
I'm not a fan.
Well, you can't cast the voice actor. She's getting old now. So
I
just
don't
keep
give a
it.
shit
I don't
about
care.
that. Just anyone else.
Yeah.
I didn't like her as Harley Quinn.
I
I think it was mainly I didn't like the Harley Quinn.
it's
less
different.
That I didn't
Yeah,
like
it's
her.
different. I didn't like the Harley Quinn. I didn't think she did a bad job with what she was given. with what she was given, Ben.
Yeah.
Come on. Let's defend Australian
Yeah.
actress Margot Robbie,
That's fine.
who always does a very solid job.
Yeah, it's just what she was given was garbage.
Yes. You know what?
can't
Actually,
help
that poster behind you... Hang on, I can't point to it. That Batman poster.
That one, the Batman and
Yeah.
Robin one.
That is from the worst series of Batman comics ever made.
Yeah, it looks garbage.
It's one of the best drawn comics of all time. It's Frank Miller.
Yeah,
Sorry, it's Frank Miller. It's Jim Lee did the art.
sure.
And it's
Don't know the
written...
difference.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And it's written by Frank Miller after he went insane. And it's the worst written scripted dialogue piece of shit ever.
Yeah.
But Jim Lee did the best art of all time for it. That's kind of what this film felt like. Actually, no, that's what BVS was. But this film felt like that, but like middling, where it was like, it wasn't a good script, it wasn't a bad script. It just didn't feel like there was a script. It felt like someone had written cliff notes for a film and was like, nah, just, in this scene, Harley Quinn does a crazy Harley Quinn thing.
Yeah.
And then Will Smith is upset.
like the elevator
Go.
scene was just. Here's a Harley Quinn moment.
That was just... That was literally filler.
It
That
was just like
filler.
here's a crazy Harley Quinn moment for you.
When that happened, my brain went, oh,
Great.
that was gratuitous action. That was all, like, I just nothing, it didn't mean anything.
Wasn't it? Yeah, it just wasn't worth shit.
It was a lot like that. Also, the scene of her breaking the glass at the, being like, "We're bad guys, and what's we do?" I nearly just went like, ugh.
That was just lip service for the fact that they're villains. I don't know, it was dumb. Although, I will say this, there was some lip service in this film I didn't hate. For those of you at home who aren't keeping score, lip service is when you pay respect to a property that's related to what you're doing, just through, like, dialogue that isn't necessarily, like, immersion breaking.
Yeah.
An example of what that isn't is when Will Smith was like, what are we, some kind of Suicide Squad?
Yeah, I was just like, they did it. They said the title.
That's
the trailer moment.
Cut to credits.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, if this was, what's that? Cinema Sins, they would be like,
Yeah.
when they say the name of the thing, they're like, cut to credits.
Yeah.
But lip service would be like, so a good example of lip service is the Harley Quinn costume, when she throws it away. Not a good use, but that's a good example.
angry.
It's a bad use, but it's a good example, right?
They should have just left it at her. No, actually,
Hmm?
her dancing with the Joker in the suit was just like a tease, and it just pissed me off.
When
more.
was that?
It's during the flashback. There's a segment where they're dancing together, and she's wearing the court jester outfit. And I
Well,
was like, yes, it exists.
We'll probably see that in a Batman. We'll probably see that kind of thing in a Batman standalone.
Yeah, hopefully.
I would like to. Okay, here's my wish list, and this isn't what this is about. But here's my wish list for what they do after this, in the aftermath of this hot mess. You take Harley, right? So you've got Harley and the Joker back together.
Unfortunately,
Fire
but,
Jared
yeah.
Leto. That's
Yeah,
my
get rid
first
of him.
thing. Get rid of him. Look, you know what? I don't mind Jared Leto as a person. Well, actually, no. You know what? Now I do. He's a sex pest. But before this film, I didn't hate him. Get rid of him. Fire him. If your employee is sending condoms to your other employees, fire him. Don't care what he does. Fire him. Get rid of Jared Leto. Jared Leto, no personal offense. I know you're listening. But stop committing sex crimes, right? So get rid of Jared Leto. Kill him. I don't care. Kill him off screen. Joker's dead. Don't
Do an
care.
Arkham Asylum.
Don't care. Yeah.
Arkham
yeah.
City.
Arkham Knight.
City.
No, well, he's already dead by Arkham Knight though.
City. Yeah, City.
Yeah, no, I'm saying,
Arkham City,
no, I'm
they
saying,
kill him.
I'm saying, have him already dead,
Yeah,
off screen.
they kill him in Arkham City.
I know, and I'm saying in Arkham Knight, he's already dead.
Yeah, because they kill him in Arkham City.
I know, I'm saying, damn it, Ben. I'm saying, do what Arkham Knight did. Have him already be dead. Don't say it. Don't fucking say it. Kill the Joker.
But there's
right?
a difference.
Shut
between...
up. Shut up. Get rid of the Joker. Get him out of the picture, right?
Yeah.
Take your Harley Quinn, give her the Joker's gang, which he didn't seem to have. He just seemed to have a bunch of mercenaries. Don't know what that was about.
Well, Harley Quinn has the Joker's gang in Arkham City
Yeah, in the DLC.
because he's in all of it because he's sick.
Yeah, but in the DLC, she actually takes over it.
Whatever.
Give her his people, have her become like a proper villain, and have that interaction with her and Batman play out. Because, like, there's no reason to keep the Joker in if Jared Leto was just fucking whiffing.
I thought on that note, where he like checks her pulse and she's like not breathing, so he does mouth to mouth. I thought that was funny.
That was pretty good.
That was like so just Harley Quinn.
That was like a moment from a actually
That's exactly from like
that sequence was like from a fucking comic book.
Yeah.
Like it was just panel for
that
panel.
was straight, straight rip.
Genius. I always
shit.
love stuff like that. Like that is Harley Quinn, but she would
Yeah.
start kissing him and then she would stab him. Like that would be classic
Yeah.
Harley. But in the comics they don't like over sexualize her. It's hard to explain because comics are very like you're either a very very sexy lady or you're the epitome of masculinity.
Yeah.
Right? In DC comics at least. Or they used to be. So what you would have is you would have Harley Quinn who isn't overly sexualized because compared to everyone else she isn't. If that makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
because everyone in that world is a heightened version of sexuality. She isn't that
She's
much.
just normal. Yeah.
She's just normal and crazy.
Yeah.
So she would do that, and then Batman would like be stabbed and have to deal with that. But in this universe,
Can't stab the bat.
you can't stab the Bat because he wears stab-proof and bulletproof armor. But also, you can't sexualize Harley Quinn because nothing in this universe has been sexualized yet. Think about Man of Steel BVS. Nothing has been sexualized except Harley Quinn. So it really stands out. Like, that was one of the things the whole way through this film, anytime that they had a gratuitous shot of Margot Robbie's ass, I was like, oh, that's really weird in this
Yeah,
world
it was
because
so
no
odd.
one else is like that.
Yeah.
If you're going to do that, like, Will Smith, shirtless at the start, I was like, fuck, that's terrifying. Like, he's a handsome boy.
Yeah.
And when he's shirtless, I was like, holy shit, Will Smith is ripped. Like, I had a moment where like, I was genuinely like, whoa, I'm scared.
Damn.
Like, I'm like,
Will Smith,
oh,
hey.
damn, girl. Hold that against me. And if you're gonna do that, then do more of that with your male characters. That's how the comics balance it out. Is if
Yeah.
you're gonna have your really sexy Vicky Vale in her underwear shot, you do the Bruce Wayne shirtless lifting weights thing.
BVS.
BVS.
Thank you for
But
that.
you can't have it one way. You have to have it both ways.
You
And
have
this film just had it one way.
Yeah.
You had like one brief shot of Will Smith shirtless, which keep it
no.
in. Don't get rid of it. Don't care. Brilliant. Scary man. You can't then spend the rest of the film sexualizing Harley
They
Quinn.
had a shirtless Killer Croc scene. That was gross.
Everything about him made me feel uncomfortable.
He was-
Everything. He had weird man boobs
he had
that weren't
weird
really
nipples.
pecs. Weird nipples.
He had
Everything
weird
about him was
skin,
weird.
Everything was
What
just
were they
odd.
doing?
I have no
What did they
idea.
think was gonna happen? They were like, nah, with Crocman.
They should have actually just cast a real crocodile. It would have been so much better.
Just a genuine croc.
Yeah.
Just like walking around on all fours. And they're like, okay, this is a crocodile. We can't have him on the Suicide Squad. Out of the
Yeah.
film. That's what they should have done. Look, I don't know if we've said many good things about this film. I enjoyed. Look,
I mean, I enjoyed it.
I had
Fun.
I didn't hate it. No, it's not true. I did hate it.
When it finished, I was like, yeah, it's good.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, it's different than BVS. When BVS finished, I went, thank God. When this finished, I went, I'm
Pretty good.
Yeah, it was fine. No, you know what? Don't say pretty good. It was okay. It was
okay.
serviceable.
Yeah.
They achieved what they set out to do.
It was higher than my expectations.
They were
I
very
had
low.
very low expectations for this film, and they were met and then exceeded slightly. So it's a win in a sense. You
Kind
know,
of the worst kind of win, though.
like when the level's here and you get there. It's good job.
Okay,
you did it.
actually, you know what? I'll say the Flash was in it. I was right.
Yeah.
But also, it was good to see. Okay, it would have been good to see something else in this world.
Yeah, there was a It's,
Okay, it would have been good to see something else in this world because we got Batman, we got all this
Yeah.
like this cool minutia that I really enjoyed. It would have been good to see that if it hadn't been a world-threatening event.
Yeah.
If it had just been, I want to see a Batman story where it's just him on the line. It's just him trapped in Arkham Asylum, fighting off loonies and the Joker. Good. But
Yeah.
this was like, nah, world ending.
World ending.
Because DC don't know how to make films yet. And no, I'm not kidding. It's not their fault. They just haven't been doing it long enough.
Yeah.
They don't know how to make films yet. They saw Guardians once and were like,
Yeah.
what if the galaxy's at stake? How about the world? Like, it just
The
fucking
thing
blows
with
my
Guardians of the
mind.
Galaxy is that like a planet isn't much, but like in Marvel, a planet's a lot, so they do cities.
Yes.
But in this, they were like, nah, planet. You're like, it's Suicide Squad. You're gonna go for the planet?
It
There was a wider reaching like area of devastation than Batman v Superman. That was controlled to like
that's
2
insane.
cities.
They literally put that on an island.
Yeah,
in
this
BVS.
one was like it showed like a chunk of the world.
It's
just
like the
being
whole of
wrecked. And you're
America.
like,
Don't do
Suicide
that.
Squad.
Don't do that. Put us in a contained building
Yeah.
and have a really dangerous criminal that
Like
has
the Joker.
like the Joker or like Victor Zsasz or someone really genuinely
Anyone.
dangerous, anyone that is genuinely threatening. You send in the Suicide Squad to take him out, and it's about personal threats and character development. It's not about
You can have
saving
more
them.
Batman as well, because then it's in
Put
the
him in,
building.
because he's a villain in this setting.
Yeah.
Great. Fucking love it. Ben Affleck, get him in everything.
Yep.
Fuck this film. God damn. Alright. Look,
It just could have been better.
you know what? It could have been. I'm glad with what we got.
Yeah.
I
I was fully expecting it to be worse than BVS. Because I was like,
it's not that I wasn't, because it wasn't Zack Snyder.
I was like, I care so little about all of those characters, namely Harley Quinn. But then, like, going into it, I was like, that's actually good. Like,
See-
I care about these characters now.
That's so frustrating because these are characters that I love. These are characters I grew up with. Like these are like my
Maybe it's not made for you then.
These are my like Star Wars.
Maybe they made the films for people like me then, who don't give a fuck.
It kind of feels like they don't give a shit about their fans. Like someone the other day.
Well, their fans don't make up most of their money. The general public. Makes
Okay,
most
yeah,
of their
but
money.
Guardians do both. Sorry, not Guardians. Marvel.
Like Marvel does both
do
because they're good.
But instead, what
But
DC?
if you can't hit both,
Yeah, I
you
know,
hit
I
the
know,
big
I
one.
know. But instead, what DC do is that they go. There's like a middle ground you can pick, but DC go nah. The fans are like guessing shit. Let's just twist it on its head.
Yeah.
No, Batman's a killer. Could never guess that. Fuck you, DC. Like I didn't hate this. I want to go to bed. I'm
I'm tired
sad
as
and
fuck.
tired. I wish this was better. It wasn't a complete fucking heaping mess. I'm disappointed in the world and the internet for really trashing it the way they did. But also people that started those petitions that are like, take down Rotten Tomatoes. Shut up. You're
Wait,
wrong.
what was happening?
Oh, so people put this petition together to shut down Rotten Tomatoes because it was giving BVS bad reviews. First
It was
of all,
giving BVS bad reviews.
no, so sorry, Suicide Squad. First of all, well, Suicide Squad and BVS. First of all, Rotten Tomatoes aggregate site doesn't review things, just
Yeah.
collects data. Second of all, 30% owned by Warner Brothers, who make fucking DC films. You fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Also, kind of deserved.
Goddamn. You know what didn't deserve that low of a review.
Yeah.
I think this was tainted by BVS.
Well, what has Suicide got on Rotten Tomatoes?
It's like 33%.
Oh no, it's not that low.
No.
It's at least 50.
It's like 50. It's a fine film.
Yeah.
And you know what? I had
Give it a 60%.
an okay time.
6 out of 10.
I wouldn't pay to see it again, but I had an okay time, and that's more than I can say for BVS. So, yeah, I don't know.
I want to say go see it, but I don't really want to give them money again. Or at
No,
least condone
actually,
giving
you know
them
what?
money.
You know what? Do go see it. Then give it a bad review because you pay for it, so they'll keep making more. But your bad review entices them to make them better. That's what I'll say.
Well, currently, given the 2 data points we have, there is an upwards trend
Yeah.
after a downwards trend.
Yeah.
So it's like a roller coaster currently.
Yeah. Give Ben Affleck his own film.
Yeah, just give him the reins.
And let him direct it, and
Let
let
him
him
make the films.
make the films.
It'd be
That's
good.
good. All right. Well, where can people find us, Ben? You know what? I'm
I don't know,
tired.
I'm going to
Doesn't
bed.
matter. I'm going to bed. You're just leaving. He's
There was
just
probably a
going.
song that reminded me of it, or I'd done an Arnold Schwarzenegger voice.
Writing is definitely an isolating thing.
From an
Yeah.
outside perspective, that's weird as
It makes
fuck.
us look really mental.
But that is because of what it kind of said about art.
I had fun in bits. There were fun bits.
We went and bought a value pack of straps.
Oh my god, we did. There's a big lesson here to learn about storytelling.